Hey everyone, welcome to Two Car Pros. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to replace a battery and reset the battery monitoring system on a 2014 Ford F-150. Now this truck has the 3.5 liter V6 in it with the twin turbos, but I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same for all of the F-150s of this year range. I'm pretty sure it's the same for the 5.0 and the regular V6 as well, although the cold cranking amps might be a little bit lower on the plain V6, not the twin turbo. But the 5.0 and the V6 should be exactly the same. So on this truck, you do have to reset the BMS. If you do not do that and you just kind of run it, you run a risk of ruining your brand new battery. So don't do it. There's two excellent ways to do it, and I show you how to do each. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and don some safety gloves. It is really important that you wear gloves whenever you handle the battery. I know a lot of people don't really think so. I disagree vehemently. Buy some gloves, some vinyl gloves, you know, the mechanics gloves that I wear, cheap gloves, whatever. Just some form of protection between you and the battery. Batteries are super, super icky. They have acid. You can put them on your hands. It can burn your skin, get in your eye. It really burns. Don't do it. Don't mess around, wear some gloves, and when you're transporting batteries, put them in a trash bag so you keep that battery acid or corrosion out of your, your other vehicle or however you're getting the battery away from your home. With all that out of the way, let's jump in. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is grab an 8mm socket, deep well, or wrench, and we're gonna remove, or at least loosen, this nut right here on the negative terminal. There we go. And we can lift the terminal up like that and store the terminal down and in a way that it won't touch while we're working, like that. Very good. And then we can go over here to the positive, take the cover off, making sure you never touch the positive to the negative accidentally. You know, if you're working, you don't want to kind of do this and have the ratchet touch or gap or anything like that. And we can just repeat that process. There we go. And again, store it in such a way that it won't accidentally touch. So the next thing we need to do is loosen this sort of long bolt that holds the cleat for the bottom of the battery, and that too is an 8mm, and make sure you don't touch either of the battery terminals while you're getting that guy off there. Just pull that up and away. All right, now what we can do is pull the battery straight up and out. You don't want to kind of yaw it to either side. And there we go. So when you are exchanging your battery, you have to exchange it for a core. That's why I don't have both of them here, because I'm going to go exchange this for a new one. And you just want to make sure the battery is the same group size. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, and it doesn't say it here on the battery. Looks like it's 840 cold cranking amps, so that's kind of the neighborhood we're going to shoot for. And then the other thing you got to make sure is that the terminal for the negative is on the left and the positive is on the right. You can't get those backward. So I'm going to go ahead and exchange this, get my core money out of that, and have this responsibly recycled while we get a new one. So here is our new battery. It is actually group size 65, 850 cold cranking amps. This is going to be the one we're putting back in the truck, and the positive terminal's on this side and the negative is on this side. And I got this at my local Costco for around $100, so that is quite the deal. And they took our core for us to be properly recycled. So now we can replace our battery. So here's the bottom of our battery tray, and you can see this little, I'm not sure what you would call this, hold down. That is where the foot or cleat of the battery needs to go. So let's grab our battery and put it in there. Let me just lower that gently in. And see, it's not going to fit because that cleat isn't where it needs to be. So as we drop the battery in, we can kind of have it this way and then push it so its foot is under that cleat, and you really want to make sure that that is down and on top of there or underneath it, however you want to look at it. So now we're going to grab our cleat that holds it down, that 8mm, and we're going to fish that down into its home. Might take you a couple tries. So we can tighten this down, and the torque spec for it is 62 inch-pounds. And if you want to get a torque wrench and try to torque that to spec, I welcome you to do it. However, if you don't have one, which is understandable, just one arm tight, maybe wrist tight is fine. Remember, it's only 8mm, so it's not like a really robust thread or anything. and that feels perfect. Just make sure the battery can't go anywhere. Yeah, that is excellent. So now we can take our battery terminal cleaning tool, linked down below in the description, and we're just gonna clean up the contact point from the old terminal, or the cable rather, so it has a lot of electrical connectivity with our new battery. Yeah. Well, that looks a whole heck of a lot better down in there. A little difficult to see, but it does. Just take my word for it. And we're gonna do the positive first. So we can go ahead and take our cap off the positive, and we can just press that down on there. There we go. It's still a little cruddy, but the inside, the part that actually contacts with the terminal, is nice and clean. So that's what you want to look for. And then we can take an 8mm and tighten this guy down. And I don't really have a torque spec for you. Just wrist tight is going to be sufficient. Like that. And then we can put our little protector over that again. Yeah. There we go. That looks great. And again, we're going to take our negative battery terminal cable, and we're going to clean that bad boy up using our tool. This is a quite corroded battery cable. Yours probably won't look quite this bad. There we go. Just gave that a nice cleaning. You can see the new metal bits in there that are exposed instead of being all corroded and terrible. Store that away. We can lift up our new terminal cover, and then this is part where people mess up sometimes when they're putting their negative cable back on. So we're gonna touch the negative to it, and if it's sparking really bad and it gets really crazy, let up. You know, don't try to like stay in there, because sparks can actually cause the battery to run away. And what I mean by that is the thing will be shooting off gases and be very dangerous. So we're gonna go ahead and touch it. So no sparkies. Go ahead and put that back on. Not bad. A little teeny tiny spark, but not like, you know, showering sparks. That is not bad at all. And again, we can tighten that down till it is nice and snug. There we go. Make sure that's not going anywhere. Yeah, a little tighter. Let's go a little tighter. Not much. Like that. Oh yeah, that's nice. But you're not done yet. Don't turn the video off just yet. So I got this printout from AllData, and this truck is equipped with a BMS, a battery monitoring system, and it needs a reset. Now you can use a fancy pants scanner like it says to, but I also saw that if you don't have one, it takes about 8 hours for the BCM to learn the new battery state of charge. During this 8-hour period, the vehicle must not be disturbed. Don't open the doors, don't use the keyless entry button, don't turn it on, don't do anything. Just leave it alone exactly how it is for 8 hours, and you don't need to do a BMS reset. However, if you have a fancy pants scanner, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I have the key on, engine off, so the ignition's on, but the engine's not turned over, anything like that. I have my scanner already plugged in and ready to rock, and we can do the BMS reset. And the reason you need to do this is because newer trucks like this one are actually pretty advanced in how they can tell the alternator how much charge to give. So as your battery ages, the less it holds a charge, the more it needs. But this is a brand new battery, and we don't want to overfill it. That can actually damage it. So we need to go to our service, go over to BMS. We're going to search. I'm going to do the VIN. That always seems to work really well. It takes a little bit longer, but we can scan the VIN so it knows exactly what we're working on. We have a USA truck, and it can load that. There's our VIN. Hit OK. So we can go over to our hot functions right there. Battery monitoring system reset. Set the ignition switch on, which it already is. Procedure, batteries replaced, which it is. Replaced or reprogrammed, which is what we have done. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We didn't reprogram anything, but we replaced the battery, and that's part of it. And look at that. Reset's already complete. That's how easy it is. And then we just need to turn the ignition switch off. Reach in there. Okay, the ignition's off. Escape, and we should be all done. And that is how you do that. And then we can just go ahead and leave our setup here, and I'll leave a link down below in the description to the scanner in case you want to buy one. They're a pretty good investment. Doing this repair yourself is going to save you hundreds of dollars. If you take your truck to the dealer, I'm sure they're going to get you for $500 to put a new battery in the truck, because they're going to hit you with a, oh, we needed to do a BMS reset, when it's really, really simple. And that battery is right from Costco and was, like I said in the film, it was about $100. So we saved like 400 bucks. The scanner, if you want to go down that route, is about $500. I think it's a super solid investment, and especially if you want to keep working on these newer vehicles. And I mean, you know, ones that are like 2011 and up, which really isn't that new anymore. You still need those scanners. But if you don't want to quite make that investment just yet, you can do the wait 8-hour procedure like I described. So make sure you do this yourself. It is totally easy and something you should be doing in your garage. Thank you so very much for watching. If this video has helped you at all, please consider giving it a like or subscribing down below. It really helps the channel out. All applicable links are located down below in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.